Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the anime, and in particular I want to talk to you guys about the upcoming Kara Actuation arc, which will be taking place as of this recording in 2 weeks time. So when episode 157 comes out, you guys should be starting the Kara Actuation arc. So this video will actually be coming out a few days before you actually get to the 100 episode 57, as long as everything stays on track as far as my end for the upload schedule. So I just want to go ahead and say this: Sasuke going through the criminal underworld and Sasuke going through the seedy parts of the ninja world as he's looking for information on Kara is something that is long overdue. Like, I've wanted to see that ever since it was told to us in the manga that that's what Sasuke was doing, ever since it was alluded to us in the Sasuke and in the Shikamaru Shinden novels that Sasuke was going through the underworld. That was information I really wanted to see, and I really hated that we got teased by it, but we never actually saw it play out in any type of way. And so when you look at the promotional information that we have about the upcoming Kara arc, when you look at the episode synopsises, when you look at the leaked footage, I'm glad that we're actually getting some of this. But I want to just point something out that I think that a lot of people are going to be missing on this, which is Sasuke in particular going to the Rain Village and going to other parts of the ninja world. The reason why that's so significant is it goes all the way back to what happened after the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War. A lot of people are under the misconception that everything was all peaceful after Naruto defeated Sasuke and after Tsunade was stopped from blowing up the earth. A lot of people think it was all fun and games, and that's why I do all those videos on after Naruto Shippuden, because there's a whole lot of drama that happened that really could have been its own separate series. You could have had a Naruto Part 3 just dealing with that time period. And the reason why that ties into what Sasuke is doing now is in the episode summary that came out and in the promotional video that came out that had Sasuke going through the Hidden Rain Village, one of the things that they talk about is how the Hidden Rain Village didn't really recover. It didn't really recover after the Fourth Great Ninja War. And the reason why I find that fascinating is I did a video talking about the Shinobi Union, and one of the countries that was reached out to be given a position on the Shinobi Union was the Hidden Rain Village. That was something that Kakashi as Hokage was very adamant about, is bringing them in and working with them to make them a legitimate nation and to build them up and to get them more work as one of the ninja villages. That way they can actually start getting mission requests and everything, and they can start beefing up a lot of their ninjas. So that was something I found interesting, because when it says that they have not necessarily recovered from everything that happened in the last war, that lets you know that at some point something happened. Kakashi's goal did not follow through, and that was only a line that was mentioned in passing in the Shikamaru Shinden novel. And now you have to wonder, did Kara have something to do with that? Because the fact of the matter is that we know Kara at some point had to have been making strides at some point during that blank period, because you have roughly about a 3-year period before Boruto's even born that Kara could have been setting up those seeds. And for something as complex as Kara, where they have outer members who are in high-level positions where they can influence what feudal lords are doing, where they can take over companies, where the inner members are able to get all this technology that they've been getting, in order for Kara to have all these influences that they've got, this is something that had to been done over a very long period in time. And so to have Sasuke going through and hunting down these members, I think that what you're going to start seeing is that Sasuke is going to start shaking the branches, and once he starts shaking these branches, Sasuke is going to understand that Kara runs a lot deeper than what he and Naruto might have thought. This criminal organization that Shojoji talked about was more complex, and I think that this could be a good way to introduce the character of Deepa, where Sasuke is starting to shake down the branches and mess with some of the outer members, and some of the outer members that he messes with are people that answers to Deepa. So I think that this could be a really good way to have Sasuke already have encountered one of the inner members and Sasuke just writes him off, because Deepa is a character who is obviously going to be a lot weaker than any of the other characters like Victor or like Delta or Boro or Kashin Koji. He was not present in that prologue ending scene that we got in the Boruto manga when the Mujina Bandits arc ended in the manga. He was not present for that. So I think that what you could see is that this is a way to start speeding us closer and closer towards the actual prologue scene. And to make Sasuke's hunt for Kara even more interesting, I would like to see Sasuke go forward and look at some of these other ninja villages, because in a very low-key way, that's what the Boruto series has done really good at, in particular the anime. It's given us opportunities where Boruto and his classmates, they've gone on to other villages that were mentioned in Naruto, but we never actually saw them. And so it'd be very interesting to see it through the eyes of somebody like Sasuke as he's looking at the criminal underworld, and he's seeing that for all the peace that the main nations are able to enjoy, these smaller nations are affected. And one thing that we do know based on what the Akatsuki did is Akatsuki was able to move in the shadows, and Orochimaru was able to move in the shadows because they went to these areas that were off the grid. In particular, look at what Orochimaru did. There was a period in time after Orochimaru left Konoha, he went all the way over to the land of Radaku, where it's on a completely separate continent on the almost on the other side of the planet, where Orochimaru went there and he was looking up information on the Sage of Six Paths. So to have Sasuke traveling to all these different places, this gives us a better opportunity to kind of see the other side of this peaceful era, to see these more rundown villages, to see these villages that are still kind of isolated. I think this could be a really good come up and a really good way to start adding some layers of tension when it comes to Kara, because now you're seeing that this is an organization, Sasuke, for all of his brilliance, Sasuke is not able to figure out how complex they are. I think that that's a really good move right there, and it'd be really nice to see a situation where Sasuke, as he's going through and he's encountering the outer members, he's encountering people that he's able to take out, and yet at the same time, the further and further Sasuke goes up that ladder, the more difficulty Sasuke is raising. I think that could be very interesting. This could be a way to where it's actually building up towards that scene to where you have that moment where, and I don't want to spoil for anime only fans, I'm just going to say that there's a pretty significant moment that takes place that causes for Konohamaru to be sent out on a mission with a character that Boruto's going to be interacting with. So I think that this could be a moment to build up to that scene right there. And you know, just in closing, I also think that having Sasuke go through those various areas, we know that all the members of Kara are given a specific region that they are responsible for keeping tabs on. And we know for a fact that one of the Kara members had gotten close enough to Sasuke that he was able to analyze Sasuke and make sure that he didn't have the karma seal. What better way for Sasuke to come into contact with this character than to have Sasuke venture into his territory? Because anything that happens in the Lane of Fire is going to be Kashin Koji's jurisdiction. So Sasuke, in order for this to happen, Sasuke would have needed to be in another village or in another country. So I definitely think that in a very subtle way, the Boruto series is starting to give us more of what we wanted to see. More people wanted to see Sasuke's adventures, more people wanted to see more information that was centered around the old cast, and I think this is a good balance. While Boruto's doing his thing, we're gonna get opportunities where we see Sasuke and Sasuke's knocking down the doors trying to find information about Kara. That's gonna be a really good way to introduce us into the Owl arc. However, I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about that? But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until then. Have an awesome day, guys.